WVZM 100.3, all Memphis music all the time. And today in the studio, we have Memphis musician, McKenna Bray,
Hello.
Memphis songwriter, McKenna Bray. Yeah. Oh, Memphis painter, McKenna Bray. But we'll talk about that later. Welcome again.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
I'm always thrilled to talk to you. In fact, we don't do it near enough.
We should have a show every single day. The crowd would love it.
Don't get me started there. I'll be trying to recruit you to do a volunteer radio show on 100.3
That would be stretch me out of my comfort zone.
Where you sit down and interview some of your favorite Memphis musicians, maybe you and Mark Stewart or you and Pick.
I think I would like that. Yeah.
I think you'd be good at it.
I love asking questions.
Well, let's after this interview, let's sit down and talk about that.
Okay.
Right now, I want to ask you about songwriting. I have a question regarding life experience. My note, which is very cryptic, says life experience plus inspiration plus craft. Talk about the process, and I don't mean, does the lyrics come first, the music come first, which I hear 1,000 times, but how do you turn life experience or inspiration and blend it with the craft?
That's so good. That is a great question. I'm going to keep saying that.
Where it doesn't come out contrived. That how do you that to me is the challenge, because a lot of times my work seems very contrived and I just want to wad it up and throw it in the wastebasket.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm no professional. I feel like I never feel like I'm a professional. I'm just like trying it for the first, like I started writing like in college, and I wrote from, past experiences, whether that was just a family member or a friend, or even my own personal life, just like songwriting takes you to a part of your brain that I think can be really cool, but also can be kind of dark sometimes. And so you have to kind of weed through. It's like, I'm such a visual person, but it's like a little forest, you've got all these memories and moments you kind of got to weave through, and like something that like either triggers or something you've been pressing into for a while. Those are kind of the spaces that I like to go to. And then I usually think about a story, whether that connects to that space, or I think about how I felt in that moment. And then I just kind of start adding those layers of like the story, how I felt, how that affected it. And those kind of things and thought process is how I look at a song, if that makes sense. And then I bring melody into that. And so I will have all these, random phrases or lines that I've written. And then I will grab a guitar, a piano, and just start like filling that melody with what I just wrote down. And sometimes it's the flip though. Sometimes it'll be melody and then the words. But I think in order for me to get the actual song, I have to have that thought process going on in my head. It's a lot of work.
And are you a poet? Do you write a poem first?
Sometimes. Yeah, I've written poetry before. I'm trying to actually, funny you say that, I'm trying to tap back into that more so. Because when I first started, I think there's a beauty in being naive to something, because
I do too. I wish I was more naive.
I know, right? And then the older you get, the more like you experience, the culture tells you should write this way, or like popular music sounds like this. So then you start to think, oh, this is what they want. But really, a lot of the people that have been successful have kind of created their world and created their lane. And so I'm trying to tap back into like this naive self of mine, because I've been doing it now for 4 years. So I'm trying to tap back into reading more poetry and reading just more poetry, more just like soundtracks, like we were talking about previously. And so
things that are outside
things that
the
are
box
outside of the box
inspire you.
And that really gets my juices flowing. So
well, let's hear some of those juices right now. This is McKenna Bray at 100.3. Let's see how they're flowing today.
Let's do it.
At WVZM.